I've received this question many times, and it's, do I believe all races can be racist, right? Because there's an ideology that goes around now that says, well, every race can't be racist, right? In order to be racist, by their terms, you have to have the ability to enact some sort of, I don't know, superiority against a person based solely on your race and their race, right? So you have to be able to either hinder a person, prevent a person from doing something, or, economically challenge that person based on your superiority as a race solely. So do I think anybody can be racist? Absolutely. Is that even a question? I mean, they try and bring these new ideologies up or these old ideologies and apply them to what their new logic is. And it basically says that, well, a person has to be able to hinder an entire race for it to be racist. So if, for say, John comes up and just starts belittling you based on your color, your religion, your creed, or what so have you, it's not racist if he doesn't have the ability to impact your life directly based on his color of his skin. Yeah, I think that's false. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think that's false. And what that does is that creates this environment that absolves people of their personal responsibility when they do act out in malice towards a person based on their color, their religion, their creed. It absolves them from that responsibility to be a decent damn human being. At what point are we gonna literally, as a race, or as, and I mean, what I mean by race is the human race. What point are we going to just sit up and say, okay, this is stupid? As humans, as adults, we have to treat one another with respect, with humanity, with morals, with values. At what point, as the human race, are we just going to stand up and be like, yeah, bro, this is just not cool anymore? This is not cool. Yeah, absolutely. Did things happen in the past? Sure, they did. We're not going to absolve that from history. We're not going to remove that from history and say that that didn't happen. Of course it happened. We understand it happened, and it's okay to teach that. It's okay to teach actual and factual history, right? But when we go on and try and say that, well, because your ancestors did this, you are also responsible for this, that's not teaching history. That's placing blame. And that in and of itself is divisive. And what has happened through this divisiveness is, in the process of trying to create this false ideology that because I'm black, I'm automatically oppressed, or because my best friend is white, he's my oppressor. It has created this divisive line. And through whatever loopholes they're finding, or through whatever media and social outlets they're finding, they're pushing this idea that not every person can be racist. And that's false. Not every person absolutely has the ability to institute some sort of handicap on a person based on race. Absolutely not. But that's not the definition of racism. Go Google it. The definition of racism literally says a prejudice against a person based on their color, religion, race, or creed. That's racism right there. Any person can make a person feel less than by utilizing something that's free, their vocal verbiage, to degrade another person. That's free. It costs nothing. And you can absolutely make a person feel less than by vocalizing your disdain with a person based on their religion, their race, and their creed. And that is racism. That is racism. I don't have to have the ability to impact your life financially. I don't have to have the ability to say, well, you can't go to this school because you're this or you're that. No, if I go up to you and start bashing you based on who you are as a person, or I attack you because based on who you are as a person, what you look like, your religion, your race, or your creed, or your geographical upbringing, dude, that's racism. Plain and simple, dude, that is racism. We got to stop with this nonsense and this oversensitivity to factual information as though we haven't known this the whole time. And we have to start acting like adults, please. The video that came out last week, I believe it was Arizona maybe, was absolutely baffling. But you know what was more baffling? The people that tried to rationalize with the video and say, well, she couldn't be racist because she wasn't white. Like, where, on what planet are we living, guys? We're humans. Like, We got to be decent to one another. And it really is just that simple. I have this favorite quote I love saying, and it applies to that video that we all saw. And now, honestly, it applies to basically everything that goes on in the world. People love to walk past the elephant in the room to look at the color of the paint on the wall. They will literally walk past the biggest problem in the world to talk about the most insignificant problem that exists. We got to stop doing that. If we want real change, we got to address the elephant in the room. No one cares about what the color of the walls are. We got to address that elephant in the room. That's my rant for the day. Hope you guys stay safe.